Welcome to Season 4 of Chatting with TAC, where we have a monthly conversation about all things new, exciting, and teen here at MML. Every month, different Teen Advisory Council members get together to talk about what we're working on, the new books we're ordering, the activities we're planning/hosting, and a variety of interesting topics. Interesting is a bit of a stretch, but we try. TAC Coordinator Jami, that's me, attempts to keep everyone on track, but quite often is the one who derails the train. This season, we're trying to add just a smidge of structure with the addition of different segments for each of our topics. Feel free to bounce around and skip the things you don't want to listen to. As a general disclaimer, we note at the beginning of each episode that the views and opinions expressed within our program are the thoughts of our TAC members and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of Marvin Memorial Library as an organization. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoy this month's conversation. During this segment, there's a lot of them now, we're going to talk about all of the things that we are currently reading. Topics will vary, but it is guaranteed that I, Jami, will almost always be mentioning a picture book because this time of the year, that's all I read. Hopefully, you're going to find some really good reading inspiration, some things you maybe didn't know we had, or some things you are excited to look into now that you know they exist. So, hopefully, you'll find something good.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Chatting with TAC.
Yo, my name is Aaron.
My name is Adam. I am the historian.
Which is TAC, dude.
What are we talking about?
We are talking about
Books.
currently reading.
Yeah.
Books we're currently reading.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You're going to start with currently reading and lead into other things. Yeah, I'm still here too. Hi.
Yeah, she's definitely, sadly.
But, yeah, I know.
I'm kidding.
But you need some semblance of supervision, even if it
It's
is
you.
me.
I'm sorry.
Aaron, you start.
Okay, so currently reading. Aaron is the only one currently reading something, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so what are you currently reading?
I'm
I gotta
reading,
go get that.
I'm reading this book called Alan Wake. Okay. It's a game as well. It's really good. It's fun. It is fun. It's an interesting read.
Okay, what is it?
Alan Wake. It's a video game. Then it came out in 2010, like the game. Then it got remade. You know what? Then it got remade in 2010, and then it got turned into a book 2012, I think. But
Okay, cool.
after I beat the game, I started reading the book. It's just the game, but book.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like the book. I like
That's
the
good.
game, but the
That's
book's
impressive
really
when
good.
you like a book. You
Yeah.
usually sit here and tell us that you don't like books.
Yeah, because I'm not. Okay.
Now, I would argue that you are a nerd. You just might not be a book nerd.
I'm not a nerd. I just like Batman a lot. But that's the point, not the point. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm Batman. So, okay. Yeah.
Did you read any Batman comic books?
Uh-huh.
Did you read Batman comic books?
No, I read a Joker one once with my family. It had Batman in it. It was The Killing Joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I watched the movie. Like, when the movie came out on Netflix, we read the book at this comic book store in, like, Tiffin. My mom bought it. I liked it. It was a good book. Weird, but good book. Better book than movie. The movie sucked.
We gotta work on your ability to not mumble.
You know what?
I know.
Nah.
I know. But, like...
I have to mumble, okay?
Like...
It's just how it works.
You're in choir. Don't you project?
No. I suck at singing. Please.
Okay. Okay, so Adam, you said that you weren't currently reading anything because you didn't like the book, right?
Yeah.
So what was it?
It was a murder mystery book.
I don't really like to read those.
I like doing them. Come to the murder mystery. But...
Mm-hmm. Why didn't you like it?
It was boring.
Well, that's no good.
I skipped to like the 3/4 to the end of the book, and I still know what was going on. That's it.
So you skipped like a good chunk of the book.
Yeah.
And you didn't feel like you were missing anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's awful.
And it was still boring, too. So I skipped to the end to see who the killer was, and I still knew what was going on.
Well, that doesn't sound like any fun at all. And you don't remember what it was called or who wrote it?
I remember the author's first name was Karen.
Obviously.
The last name started with an M.
Was it McManus?
Yeah.
Does the, One of Us is Lying
No, it wasn't
series?
that one.
No, but I mean, she wrote those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't read any of those. I'm not a big... I don't really... Like I said, I don't really read murder mystery too much. I did. And I don't have a book I'm currently reading. But, for the record, I have read 3 books so far this year that weren't picture books, which is pretty exciting. And so usually I come in here and I say, I've only read picture books. But I can tell you, this is my current go-to recommendation. We'll talk about it when we do recommendations because I just read it. I don't have the book because I sent it home with somebody else. But that's the one I read this weekend. Do we have anything else that we are currently reading?
Yeah.
Well, the last book that I read
Okay.
was called The Lake by Natasha Preston.
Preston, yeah. Was that one good?
Yeah. I read another book by her called The Island. I like that one better, though.
Yeah. A lot of people like her. I make sure I buy her when she has new ones. I don't read them. They're like murder, mystery stuff.
Yeah.
I don't do that, but...
Skill issue. That's mean. But, not the point. What? I don't like books.
I know. We know you don't like books.
Okay,
It's okay. You talk about other things really well.
Some books are good, but
What were you going to say before I
was just say, I thought when she said she read 3 books, this year, I thought she was going to say that she only read 3 books, her entire life or something.
My entire life? No.
I have only read a few books, outside.
No, but I've done 3 books so far this year. I have 11 checked out right now, which is a lot. And probably a bad idea. But...
Probably into the thousands if you talk about picture books.
Yeah, if I talk about picture books, it's a lot. But I'd say I read a poetry book. I did read a poetry book. It was just okay. I read that graphic novel, The Love Report. It was pretty cute. I liked it. I'm glad there's going to be a second one. And then I read this one, Forget Me Not. We'll talk about that in book recommendations because I super recommend that one.
For the book recommendations.
Graphic novels are picture books.
They are.
Yes.
Yes. But there's a difference between a storytime picture book and a graphic novel picture book. Right? Maybe?
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay. Do we have any other current reads that we want to talk about?
Nah, man.
Okay, then.
Get ready for some more reading inspiration. TAC members are going to share some books that they've read and enjoyed. These will be things that we think that everyone should read, or that they just might think are fun.
Okay.
Now what are we talking about?
Book recommendations.
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have anything that we can recommend?
Yes.
Preferably ones we read, but doesn't have to be.
Yes.
Okay, what do you got?
The first book is called Unwind by Neil Shusterman.
Sorry.
Okay, why? What's it
it's
about? Why was it good?
Good book, and it's about some kids that...
Do you need me to stand over here so you look at the camera instead of at me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about some kids that are against unwinding, which means they get the unwanted kids and kids that are unwanted. They get their all taken apart and stuff to help kids that are sick. Like if they don't have
Okay,
an
so
arm,
wait a
then
minute here. So this is like dystopian style, like in The Giver where they throw the twins down the garbage chute, right?
Yeah.
No, we do that in the...
Yeah.
And
So like the kids that are unwanted get like, torn apart for parts?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be terrified.
And the kids that are against it are about to be unwound, but
But don't want to be unwound.
Yeah,
Don't want to be
they
unwound. That sounds
escape.
horrible.
and before the kids get unwound, they are in a life of luxury.
Okay, so like a death row inmate who gets his favorite meal
Yeah.
right before they...
Skills.
And kids that are for it get an even better life. So
Nice. The Giver was awesome. That was a good book.
You like that one?
Yes, that's
I
one of my
never
favorite
actually
books.
read that one.
What?
I never did either. I watched the movie though.
I never
Well,
watched the movie.
Everybody read it in like 5th grade, but my class didn't. One of the other classes, so I didn't. I don't know. I never got around to it.
I read it in 8th grade. It was
The
awesome.
movie was all right.
I
I've
watched
seen
the
it a
movie.
couple of times.
I've heard the movie's really bad, so.
Well, probably if you read the book, it was. I don't know. I didn't read the book.
The book is awesome, dude. Totally recommend that. Really good book. But
The next book that I have is called Man-Made Boy.
Oh, I took that home to read a couple times. Didn't read it. Was it any good?
Yeah. It's about Frankenstein's son.
Child, okay.
No, Frankenstein's monster's son.
Yeah, because Frankenstein isn't the name of the monster. Frankenstein is the name of the doctor.
His name's Boy.
like Atreus or something.
Well, talk about hitting the nail on the nose right there. Jeez. So, why was that one good?
It his boy is a very good at computers and is a computer hacker and all that. And after they get into a fight they live in a theater, and after they get in a fight there, boy runs away, and he lives with someone that he met online for a while. And
Not safe. Don't recommend.
My brother does it.
suddenly a person that he stayed with disappeared, so he had to go around, and he meets Jekyll and Hyde's granddaughters.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so we got Frankenstein's monster kid, and we've got Jekyll and Hyde's granddaughter.
Yeah, who can also transform.
It's like Jekyll and Hyde itself.
And they meet a lot of monsters and stuff, and I forget what happens at the end.
Ooh, I kind
Sounds
of.
cool.
there's
Is there a romance between them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a book to
I
recommend.
thought maybe
too.
that was why I took it home.
I had a book recommendation too.
Okay, you got one?
Yeah, I gotta find its name. I read it a while ago, because it's connected to the game. Some of the games I play again.
Is that the only reason you read books?
No.
Well, I'm just wondering. There's no wrong answer. I mean, people read books for all kinds of reasons. I'm just nosy. Nobody's new here. We should all know this by this point. Jamie's just nosy.
I don't like books.
Unwind has like 8 books, and Man-Made Boy has 2.
I gotta find this stupid book.
I thought there were a couple with the Unwind.
Wow, I cannot find this. This stupid book.
I forgot to say this.
Okay, you look. I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, talk.
Unless Adam has something else to say.
You guys talk.
I forgot to say who this is by.
Can you say that?
Man-Made Boy is by John Scavron.
Close enough. That's what I'd call it. Sounds good.
Okay, you guys talk.
Okay, we got my book, right? I know, crappy picture on a phone. But it's Forget Me Not by Allison Derrick. It was... Sorry, I will stop right there in your face. I don't know why I leaned over like this. Nobody can see me. I sent it home with somebody else so they could read it so that I wasn't alone in my enjoyment of this particular book, so I don't have it with me. But it is super cute. It's an amnesia story, which I'm a big fan of that trope. That's why I took it home. I didn't think it would be super good because most people don't do that trope very well.
Yeah.
But this was super fantastic.
I like the game called Amnesia. I like them, but that's about it. Did not link to any books though.
Oh, yeah. Well, this couple, they're on their way to leave. Well, they're gonna... The goal is to leave town for California because it's a small town and it's bigoted and they're not super happy there. And so the goal is to leave, all they have to do is make it through the summer, earn a little bit of extra money, and leave when they would leave for college anyway. But there's an accident, and one of them loses her memory and forgets the other one, and like forgets everything, forgets coming out, forgets her girlfriend, forgets it all, like everything for the last 2 years. Poor thing thinks she's 15 when she's 18 and just graduated. Yeah, I know, right? Sounds horrible.
Oh, that sucks.
It does. And
Child.
front desk can do that. And so the rest of the book is them getting, you know, like her trying to figure out how to live her life while missing 2 years, and what's going on, that her life isn't what she thought her life was going to be 2 years, you know, at graduation, and how they get together and work things out. And it's just really well done, and it's super cute, and it's super adorable, and it's like got really good emotional highs and lows, and good character development, even amongst some of the side characters. Not all of the side characters, but some of them don't need to be highly developed. It's great. The ones that do were. And it's got a super awesome ending. And so I've been recommending it to everybody so that somebody will read it and I have somebody to talk to about it with, because I don't want to spoil too much of the ending. So somebody has to read it. That's why I sent it home with Brie.
Dude.
Yeah.
Nobody reads any books in my friend group. Like, nobody reads books but one. And I read the books she read, but they're really good. I like the movie and books, but I like the book better. But she wouldn't stop. She wouldn't shut up about it, so I read it and watched the movie.
You're mumbling again.
My bad.
There you go.
There. But it was really good.
Did you find that book you were looking for?
One of them, yeah. It's called God of War.
Oh, okay.
It's a good book. It's a good game. It's like 5 games. 7 games, yeah. Good book. It's in between games. There's like 3 of them, but I couldn't find any of them but one. I found one of them. There's 3 of them. Really good book. It's a comic book, basically in between games.
Okay.
The 3rd and 4th one. Like, there's the 3 in between one. There's one's right after the 3rd game, in between the 2nd, but one's in between the 3rd and 4th, and one's like 2 days before the 4th game.
Okay.
So, it explains some of what happened.
I like that. It's not like an exact game retelling, but you don't have to have done either the game. You don't have to do the game to understand the book or do the book to understand the game, but they all fit together nicely. I like series that can manage to do that across mediums. It's nice.
You get like some of the references and things if you read the play the games before reading the books, but you don't have to, because all the books came out after the games came out because they wanted to know what happened between the 20-year time jump. So
okay, that makes sense. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I liked it, but yeah.
Do we have anything else off the top of our heads that we would recommend to read?
The Outsiders.
Everybody likes that one.
That was a good one.
I don't think I've ever actually read The Outsiders. I've read bits and pieces because I was subbing in English classes that were reading it. It's my mom's favorite book, has been since it came out. My sister really likes it. I've seen the movie. You guys are really good at picking books I haven't actually read. Like,
yeah, read more, dude.
you make me sound like a person who's never read a book.
You don't. All these books I've read, but
I know. I haven't read a single one of them.
I read books, but not much.
I don't read picture books.
I read a lot of picture books.
Lame. Sorry.
Yeah, I read like 12 of them this week alone.
Okay. I haven't read a picture book in so long.
I recommend them. They're fun.
Yeah.
They're sometimes more fun than the other ones.
I think the last picture book I read was George Washington in like first kindergarten. I don't know.
Oh, you're never too old for a picture book. I'll have to start
I think first grade.
doing picture books again at TAC. We did that for a little while.
I
had a different group of kids then.
Yeah, I would love that. That would sound so fun.
Plus, it's always good to do for I Did a Read. It helps boost the teen minutes.
Lame. Sorry.
Because you listened.
Yeah, and that counts. So
Like Storytime does.
I don't
for
listen.
the kids. Yeah, I know, Adam.
But,
You maybe shouldn't publicly, admit to the fact that you don't listen.
I don't read, and everybody knows that. I don't like books.
I thought you said you read 2 books.
I read a few books. The Outside is really good. I read it in 7th
books.
grade. Read it in 7th grade. Good book. Really good movie. I watched the second half because I skipped the first day. I completely forgot about it. But it was like halfway through, like when this guy gets injured. I missed that like half of it, which I'm fine with that. It was lame, but in the second half it really gets good. Wonder is really good too.
I haven't actually read Wonder, but I have read. We have an autobiography. I think it's called Ugly.
Oh yeah.
Maybe about I think it's called Ugly, the story of a true wonder or a real wonder or something. It's about a guy who grew up with the medical condition that the Wonder Kid had.
Ugly. Yes, his name is Ugly.
Okay, that Ugly had. And I read that one. That one, we have that up here in children's. I usually recommend it when people are looking for wonder. It's a really good one. It was fun. I mean, you know.
There's a few years after the Wonder book came out, there's a sequel to it.
Yes.
Called like Summer or something. About the one woman, I think.
There's one. It's what is it? Augie, somebody, and me.
Oh yeah, his name is Augie, not Ugly.
So Augie, somebody, or Augie and somebody. I don't know. We have that too. We have both of them.
Yeah, I wanted to read that one, but I have the movie, the Wonder movie.
I did see the movie.
The
movie was good.
For like the first 3 years I owned it, it was in this cabinet. My dad's house.
So you put it on the shelf and just never watched it?
Not even a shelf, a cabinet. No, I watched it. I watched it a few times, and we just got out of it. I showed my mom, then dad, and then 3 kids, the 3 little ones. And after that, we just put it up for years until last year. Everything came crumbling down. We broke a lot of glasses. I'm not even kidding. So much glass stuff broke.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. That sounds
It was
horrible.
so bad,
To have
dude.
to have the whole cabinet break.
The cabinet fell on me.
Because then everything in the cabinet breaks, and you probably broke a little too if it landed on you.
No, some of the glasses fell on me. It sucked, but it was fun. Trust me, it was fun. I got to have 5 Guys that night. It was awesome.
That is really the only thing that makes or breaks your day, isn't it? Whether
What?
or not you get to eat 5 Guys.
You know what? Yes. Okay, 5 Guys is the best. Dude. I don't want to hear this blasphemy.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I was just making a comment.
Yeah. I tried that last year, but that's the point. What book was I talking about?
Okay, do we have any other books that we recommend?
Nah.
Do we want to stop and start up on new books then?
Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, we good then?
Yep.
Okay.
Join us for a quick look at some of the new books we have available here at MML. We'll highlight some of the titles that we think look the most interesting. We probably haven't read them yet, but maybe you'll get lucky. You never know. Remember, if you don't like what you see, send us some specific recommendations and we'll do what we can to get those authors/titles on our shelves.
I'm not going to talk about that book.
Hello. Again.
Yeah, what are we talking about this time?
This time we are talking about new books at the library.
Yes, new books.
New books at the library. Why was that sounded like you were confused about that whole sentence.
We are very confused. We are very special. Just know, but just saying.
This first book is called The Sharp Edge of Silence by Cameron Kelly Rosenblum.
That's a long name.
It's a good cover, though. It's pretty.
Could be, but
It's about things that happen at a boarding school called Lycroft Phelps.
Okay. Would you read it?
Probably.
Okay.
I might.
Because I picked up this one, A Multitude of Dreams, by Mara Rutherford, because it's got a cool cover. Come on, I was trying to get out of your face. It's got a cool cover. But I don't think I'd read it because I read the
my
plot.
dog. Okay.
Let's see, there's a plague, and this is what happens after the plague, and there's these people stuck in a castle. That's how they survived the plague, and There's one guy who used to have a really nice, comfortable life, now owes people because he managed to stay alive, and he runs into a princess, and they both attempt to leave or get out, and I don't know, the description is not a great description, but I don't know, so if you're into plagues and post-apocalyptic, putting it back together, and based on the fact that we've got a princess and a dude, I imagine there's some kind of romance. Somebody has to read this to tell me if it's worth reading before I read it, I think. But it's got a cool cover.
Baby. So yeah, pretty.
What do you have?
Yeah, what do you have?
This book is the only one I'm talking about, but because the other one, not my thing. It's not my thing. Pretty color though.
I was just at least show them the cover because the cover is really nice.
It is a pretty cover. Cover. It's called Into the Light by Mark Ashiro. It seems like an interesting-ish book, just not my type of thing. But this one, Alone Out Here, by Riley Redgate. I don't like the name, but
What's that got to do with anything?
just saying.
Okay.
But yeah, really good book. Really looks really cool. But it's about basically the apocalypse is coming, and these scientists and the people working at NASA, I don't know what they're called, like scientists and the guys who work on rocket ships, they make a spaceship to find a new planet, and but the apocalypse comes very early on, months ahead of schedule, and kills everyone but like 53 people. So like a bunch of kids, like 53 kids go into the spaceship, and they try to find leadership, try to find a habitable planet so they can live on, so they can species it.
I would totally watch that movie.
That is true.
I don't know if I'd read the book, but I would totally watch that movie. I have trouble with science fiction stuff a lot of the times because it reads more like science textbooks sometimes than it does. I don't know. Science is not my thing.
Yeah,
I keep trying and it's just not.
Yeah, but
that does sound really cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Pretty color too. Pretty cover.
Mm-hmm.
Next book that I have is called Grimm.
That's a good movie. That's
by Sarah B. Elfgren. It's about a kid who gets into a band that his dad was into in 1980, heavy metal band. And
we can call 1980 back in the dark ages because that was before Jamie's time.
Everything behind your time is like right now is dark ages because you're ancient. Sorry.
Now wait just a minute here. I'm not ancient.
Everyone older than me is ancient.
Okay. Anyway, he gets into this heavy metal band from the 80s that his dad was really into.
Yeah.
No, that his dad was. He was in the band.
His dad was in the band. Okay, yeah. I gotcha. I'm slow, but I get there.
And the leader of the band, Grimm, dies. He died,
you keep looking over there.
He's talking to you.
I know, that's why I moved.
The band's leader, Grimm, died unexpectedly, and no one knows how he died, so the child wants to figure out how he died, and he has dreams, and they seem real, so
nice.
It doesn't say if they are real or not, so I have to read the book to find out.
Okay. I have this book. I can't get far enough away from this angle.
Checkmate.
It is called Checkmate by Allie Hazelwood. It's got a really pretty... There we go. It's got a really pretty cover.
Is it called Check and Mate?
Yeah,
Check and Mate, yes. Yeah. Check and Mate. Thank you, Adam. It's about a girl who used to play chess, but it destroyed her family, and so she doesn't want to. And she agrees to play in a charity... I have no idea how. She agrees to play in a charity tournament, and she accidentally wipes the board with the other player who's the reigning world champion.
Stop sucking.
And so the rest of the story is how they figure out how to be together, because it's a romance, and those are fun. And, because... Yeah, I know you don't, but a lot of the rest of us do. It's all about, she decides she, really doesn't want to be super playing chess, but she finds she does still love it, and how do I keep my family out of it, and how do I decide if I like him, or do I just like chess? So, I don't know, it looks cute. And I grabbed a graphic novel so that we'd have at least one we talked about. It's the graphic novel version of The Twisted Tale, Part of Your World, which is a Little Mermaid retelling.
I was wondering, is that Ariel? But it is Ariel.
Yeah.
I might read that. That looks fun.
I someday, I'm going to get around to reading, here's a look at the inside. I'm going to someday get around to reading the Twisted Tales, because they always look like so much fun. It's like, what happens if one thing... It's the series. It's a Twisted Tale.
I bet you.
And we have just about all of them in, like, their regular novel form rather than the graphic novel form. And it's always, what one thing... If one thing went different, how would everything else be different? Like, the Little Mermaid one is... it's been 5 years since the infamous Sea Witch defeated the Little Mermaid and took King Triton's life in the process. So, like... How does that affect everything? Like, if Ursula hadn't been beaten? Like, there's one for just about all of them. There's a Hercules one.
Ooh, I like Hercules.
Yeah. We've got the Alice in Wonderland.
Ooh,
there's a Peter Pan. Aladdin. Beauty and the Beast. There's a Frozen. There's like 12 or something of them. There's a whole bunch. And someday I'm going to get around to reading them. That might be my retirement project. We'll see what happens.
Stop being old.
Dude, I have like 30 or 40 more years before I retire. Like, it's not like I'm right next to it.
Dang.
I know, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Retiring is fun. My grandma had done it.
Yeah, my parents did it.
My grandma has one of them at least, but she's unretired herself now. She works once every week or so.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people do that just because it gives them, like,
something to
do, get out of the house, stay active.
Yeah. So
that they don't, waste away to nothing and die.
She comes she tries to hang out with me and Alex like every week or so. Try to take us out to dinner or something.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This conversation is about books.
I know it's supposed to be about books. We're easily distracted. There you go. My grandmother liked books too. Not usually the same ones I did, but she liked books.
My grandma Tracy loved books, but my grandma Sherry loves books. My other grandma Sherry.
Do you have two grandma Sherrys?
Yes.
Is that not confusing or what?
One of them I call Sherry. One of them I call them Grandma.
There you go. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Again. Fun, but yeah, one of them likes books. The other one hates books, but that's just because my grandpa loves books too. So lame, but
says the kid in a library group talking about books on a podcast.
Is that your best comeback? Internet. Is that your best comeback?
I don't think you get to call everybody else lame when you're doing the same stuff.
Sure, dang. I lost that fight.
You did, just a little bit.
Tad bit. A touch.
You resolve the fights.
Nuh-uh. Just don't be in fights. Can't lose them if I don't do them.
That is a good point. Anyway.
That's true. I do like fighting. But I like getting into arguments. It's funny. But that's the point. Books are awesome.
Books are awesome.
Sometimes. Some books, not my
Some
friend.
books are more awesome than other books.
Yes.
That is a true fact. But yeah.
Some books suck.
Some do. And we usually argue about which ones sucked and which ones didn't suck. But yeah.
Yeah, books are cool sometimes. Books are lame a lot of those times. Hatchet. Hatchet's good, but not the point.
That was a good book.
Yeah, I never.
It's not a new book, but that was definitely a good one.
I never read the sequel one. That Riverside.
There's what, 3 of them?
What? Oh yeah, I read the.
There's Hatchet, and then there's
the winter one.
The what happened if he didn't get rescued, and then when he went back or something. I don't know. I only ever read the first one.
I read the what if scenario. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
Hatchet.
what we read when that other class was reading The Giver.
See, Hatchet's so good. I read that in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I didn't. I read that in 5th grade. Yeah.
I think we read it in 5th grade, but
I don't know. I know I read it.
I think Adam's getting tired of doing this. He's making faces at the camera.
He's gonna go through this and take screenshots
I mean,
of
Adam
my
is our
face.
like one of 3 viewers, and he's gonna be like, "Why'd you post this?" Like, well, I don't know. Why'd you make that face?
He's gonna but watch this when this comes out and just go through all the funny faces I do and take screenshots and send them to me. So I just do random faces at the top sometimes just so it can be more funny.
That's actually a good way to do it.
Child.
Okay, so are we done?
Yeah, I think
We
so.
don't have any new books to talk about?
Nah.
Possibly not.
Okay, fantastic then.
Thanks for listening to this month's Teen Conversation, which has gotten a lot longer over the seasons. Remember, you can watch us on YouTube by searching Marvin Memorial Library Children's Department, or by following the link on our teen programs page of our website, marvinlibrary.org. We can also be found on Spotify and other podcast sites. See our website for the full list. Thanks again for listening, especially if you made it all the way to the end of this to hear me saying this, because this was a lot of stuff you listened to. So, thank you.